Today's story starts with a secret group chat and ends with police digging up something that was never meant to be found. Buckle up, because this family drama spirals into threats, arrests, and a truth that changes everything. I didn't think exposing a disgusting group chat would end with police digging up land. But here we are. My brother Ethan has always been the golden son. Charming. Successful. The kind of guy everyone says is such husband material. He married my sister-in-law Marissa 7 years ago. She's smart, sweet, and way too good for our family. 2 months ago, she came to me crying because Ethan had been acting weird. Protective over his phone. Taking it into the shower. Sleeping face down on it. I knew why. Because 5 years ago, I accidentally saw something I was never meant to see. The men in my family, my brother, my dad, 2 uncles, and 3 male cousins, have a private group chat called The Kings. And it's not fantasy football. It's pictures. Of their wives. Taken without consent. Sleeping photos. Shower photos. Intimate videos. Commentary rating their bodies. Comparing them. Sharing tips on how to control them. The first time I saw it, I was using my dad's iPad to print something and the messages started popping up. I wish I could unsee it. I confronted my mom back then. She told me to stay out of men's private spaces. So I did. Until Marissa asked me, "Do you think Ethan would ever cheat?" And I couldn't keep it to myself any longer. I didn't just tell her he might be cheating. I told her about the Kings. She didn't believe me at first. So I helped her check his phone while he was asleep. The group chat was still active. Her pictures were there, including one from the night she was sick in bed, vulnerable, pale, unaware. The captions under it? Still smash. I've never seen someone go from heartbreak to rage so fast. Marissa didn't scream. She forwarded everything to herself. Then she started calling the other wives. Within 48 hours, my uncle's wife moved out. My cousin's marriage imploded. One of the wives contacted a lawyer about cyber exploitation charges. My dad claimed it was just jokes. At Sunday dinner, the house felt like a funeral. The men were furious, not ashamed. Furious that I had betrayed the family. My brother called me a snake. My dad said I destroyed decades of loyalty. But here's the part that makes me question everything. When one of my cousin's wives confronted him, he said something chilling. He told her, "You think this is bad? You don't even know what this family has buried." I saw my uncle kick him under the table. And suddenly, everyone went quiet. I didn't think much of it then. Until 2 weeks after the divorces started, one of the wives, Jenna, came to me shaking. She had gone through her husband's old cloud backups while preparing evidence for her lawyer. There were older deleted chats. Not in the Kings group. A different one. Named Cleanup Crew. The messages were from 12 years ago. Panicked. Urgent. Talking about a girl named Alyssa. I recognized that name. She used to date my cousin Ryan. She disappeared one summer. The family story was always that she moved out of state. But in the messages, they weren't talking about her leaving. They were talking about her threatening to go to the police. About handling it. About the land. Specifically, the back acreage of my grandfather's rural property. One message from my dad said, "Make sure it's deep enough." I felt physically sick reading it. Jenna anonymously tipped off the police. Last week, investigators showed up with ground-penetrating radar. The men in my family panicked in a way I have never seen before. Not defensive, terrified. They tried to stop the search, claiming privacy rights. That only made it worse. 3 days ago, they dug. They found fabric first. Then bones. It's still under investigation, but they confirmed it's human remains. My cousin Ryan hasn't been home since. My dad refuses to speak. 2 of my uncles have hired criminal defense attorneys. And my mother? She looked at me yesterday and said, "If you had just kept quiet." But here's the thing. If I had kept quiet about the group chat, would that body still be buried? Would no one have ever known? Now the entire family is collapsing. 3 divorces finalized. 2 more pending. Police questioning half the men. My brother blaming me for ruining his life. Am I the a-hole? Because I didn't call the police. I didn't dig the grave. I just told my sister-in-law the truth. Which I'm now glad I did. And somehow that truth unearthed something far worse than betrayal. It unearthed a body. 1 week after the remains were confirmed to be human, my dad showed up at my apartment. He didn't knock normally. He pounded. When I opened the door, he wasn't alone. My uncle Mark was with him. Neither of them looked scared anymore. They looked angry. My dad walked inside without being invited. "You happy?" he asked. I told him I didn't call the police. He didn't care. "This started with you," my uncle said. "You opened your mouth." Now I was scared. I told them maybe if they hadn't done anything, there wouldn't be anything to uncover. That's when my dad stepped closer and said something that sent chills through my body. "You think Alyssa was the only problem we've handled?" The room went silent. My uncle added, almost casually, "Girls who don't know when to shut up don't last long around here." I felt the air leave my body. They weren't yelling. They were calm. Too calm. And that scared me more than anything. Before leaving, my dad leaned in and said, "If you keep talking, you'll end up just like her. And no one will ever find you. We'll make sure of that this time." I locked the door after they left and immediately called Jenna. She told me to call the police. I didn't want to believe my own father would hurt me. But then I remembered the message. Make sure it's deep enough. I reported the threat. I told the detectives everything. The group chats, the backup messages, the timeline of Alyssa's disappearance, and now the direct intimidation. Apparently, threatening a witness during an active investigation is a very bad idea. 3 days later, my father was arrested for witness intimidation and obstruction. My uncle was arrested for the same, plus conspiracy charges tied to the ongoing homicide investigation. My cousin Ryan was picked up for questioning again. The police officially classified Alyssa's case as a homicide. My brother called me from an unknown number screaming that I put our father in jail. My mom left me a voicemail I can't bring myself to delete. "You destroyed this family. I should have never trusted you. You're just like her, dramatic and selfish." Like her? Was her Alyssa? As if Alyssa asked to die. As if I asked to be threatened. She doesn't blame the men. She blames me. That's when it finally clicked. My mother didn't protect secrets because she was blind. She protected them because she chose survival over morality. And I chose differently. I packed everything I could fit in my car that night. I didn't tell anyone where I was going. I drove 12 hours to another state. New phone number. New apartment. I even changed my job remotely. I blocked every single family member. All of them. No goodbye dinner. No dramatic final speech. Just silence. The last thing I saw before I deleted my social media was my mother posting a picture of our family memories captioned, "Some daughters betray blood." Maybe I did. But blood buried a body. Blood threatened me. Blood shared women like trophies. If that's loyalty, I don't want it. The investigation is still ongoing. Detectives believe more people knew than admitted. I sleep with my doors locked and a camera at my front entrance now. And for the first time in my life, I'm afraid of people who were meant to protect me. I'm afraid of what they were capable of all along. And I'm done being part of it. So tell me, am I the a-hole for telling my sister-in-law the truth if it saved me from becoming the next Alyssa?